Welcome to this video where I'm going to demonstrate how to get a more controlled takeoff in the Waco WYMF5 and Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you're anything like me, you will have noticed when purchasing this plane that it can be quite uncontrollable on the ground and likes to veer wildly around during takeoff, landing, and if you're taxiing at speed. So I've learned a few tricks to help improve takeoff, and it's still not perfect, but it's definitely an improvement. I'll now jump into the cockpit and run through my method for getting this great plane off the ground. So the first thing I like to do is to add 75 pounds of aft bags. So that helps weigh down the back of the plane slightly and improve the center of gravity. Okay, so we've done that. Now the second thing to note is that in the simulator there is actually a control for locking the landing gear. So it's a keyboard control and it is Shift G, which will toggle the tail wheel lock. Now this is important for helping to keep the plane straight at high speed down the runway. Okay, so we're going to push Control G. Unfortunately there's no lever in the plane. In a real biplane I imagine there'd be a lever that would give us feedback to know that the rear wheel is locked, but I've now locked it, and then you just have to remember what state it's in. Okay, so we've locked the rear wheel. Now the next part that we're going to do is during takeoff we're going to hold the stick back to keep the rear wheel on the ground. Because it's locked, we're going to try keep it on the ground for as long as we can to help improve control. And then I'm going to slowly let the stick forward when I'm up to speed, and then pull back again to take off. Okay, so let's give it a go. So I'm holding back on the stick. I'm going to run the throttle up halfway at this point, release the parking brake. Now the control is still not going to be perfect, but I have more control now with the rudder without it swinging and circling wildly like it normally would. Okay, now I'm going to run the throttle right up now that I've started rolling. Then once we get a bit more speed up, so now I can feel it start coming alive. So it's lifting the rear wheel off itself, so I'm going to come forward to get more speed. And now it's just going to start lifting off the ground. So that still wasn't a dead straight takeoff, but it was, for me anyway, a dramatic improvement on doing it without the tail wheel locked and without holding the rear tail wheel on the ground for as long as possible. So I hope you've found this video helpful, and happy flying. And you can find in my about section a link to my Twitch channel where I fly the Waco among other planes. Thank you.